in the first map yesterday up against none other than Celeste themselves. So we still have a little bit more tail of the tape to get through, but like you said, it's all going to be great Valorant action for the rest of the day.
Yeah, we are going to begin with that lower bracket where we're going to see Magnifique go up against Galaxy Racer. And Magnifique, they actually dropped right in the first round of the brackets, and they had to climb up all the way through the lower brackets just to get here. So who knows, maybe momentum might be on their side.
Yeah, you're 100% right. That climb from the lower bracket, the fact that they survived all that way, it was not an easy path in that lower bracket. They had to go through teams like Renatus White. They had to go through, just a bunch of very difficult matches to even get here. And now that they're at the lower bracket, they have to go up against Galaxy Razor, who just looked so dominant and almost took a win away, almost got to overtime up against Celeste in the first map on their own map choice. So I definitely agree with you, Tanya. I think today is going to be a lot of surprises, and I expect nothing short of explosive matches here today.
Yeah, and taking a look at the bracket, just look at that journey really that Magnifique went through. On the tie stream yesterday, they actually did beat Kid My Orc 2-0. I think that came as a little bit of a surprise, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody was predicting. There was actually, what, Tanya, a lot of upsets, I think, in this entire bracket. KMO actually taking that 2-0 already. That was a little bit of surprise up against Aricat, and then we followed up with another, I think, a little bit of an upset with Magnifique getting a 2-0. Because after the performance of Magnifique up against Celeste, we were kind of like, all right, Magnifique, they've got something in them, but we don't see them going all the way to the grand finals. But lo and behold, Tanya, here they are going up against Galaxy Racer.
Yeah, and I think also that the match before, which Marquis was talking about, he also didn't see them beating Renatus White, and they just defied the odds again and again and again. However, it does mean that they are playing a lot more matches here compared to Alter Ego Celeste, and I guess it's going to be a question of whether that will tire them out or that would actually empower them because they are able to get into the momentum of things.
You make a great point there, Tanya. One of the things about going from the lower bracket is, one, you do have a little bit more time to sort of warm up and get into the game. But at the same time, there's this fatigue where you've already just played a best of three, and then you have to go and play a best of five. But that's also the benefit of being in the upper bracket the whole way through. You play less games, because you've earned that little bit of respite from all that tough competition. But if you ask me, Tanya, Galaxy Racer, I think they're a team, and actually all of these teams, they have the mental fortitude, they have the physical fortitude to be able to play all these long games because this is what they do. They're professionals after all, and I'm sure that if it comes to the long game, even if we get to like 8 games today, I feel like they're still gonna bring the fire.
It also means that all their strategies are a little bit more out there,
Yeah.
especially since the first map here in this lower bracket series is going to be Breeze. And that's really where we saw all the high level strategies coming to play. We don't see people rushing into site anymore, of course, because it's such a big map. And a lot of times they're trying to bait things out, they're trying to big brain things. That's going to be an exciting one to watch and for you to cast.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one of the things that makes Breeze so interesting is because it's the newest map. You see a lot of room for creativity for these players and these teams to be able to sort of come up with new formulas for strategies, what works for them, in the regional scene, in the international scene, and even the local scene. People have different ways of approaching a map like Breeze. And when you have the top team in the region like Alter Ego Celeste showing a little bit of weakness on there, it's a little bit of a blessing for a team like Celeste to be able to say, oh, you know what, we can see how all these teams play up against how they play Breeze, so we'll be more prepared for that. So yeah, like you said, there's going to be a lot of information given because we're going to be seeing these maps first, but I do think these teams are going to have a lot of surprises and tricks up their sleeves come later in the day.
And it makes me wonder, like, why are teams picking Breeze and picking Icebox? It could be because, they've seen Alter Ego Celeste play on every other map, but this is kind of like evening out the playing field in a way.
Yeah. I do agree. I feel like one of the reasons that Alter Ego Celeste really thrive on those more compact maps like Split is because of how good they are with their communication and their trade frags and their just ability to play as a single unit. Now, when you play on maps like Icebox and Breeze, it sort of forces them a little bit away from each other, especially on the defensive side and even on the offensive side, that they maybe have to play a little of a separated game where they can be isolated when they can be overwhelmed. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of teams want to play these kind of maps against a team like Alter Ego Celeste. It really, I mean, there are not a lot of weaknesses on the Celeste roster and the Celeste playbook, but if there's any way to find a tiny bit of a gap or a loophole, this is maybe their best chance to do it.
That's right. Also, Ego Celeste just seems like every single team member is there to step up when they need to. Even though we may see, highlight plays coming up from the duelist, Aneri, Ayumi, but at the same time, their post plan, their retakes, everything is like any member can step up at any time. And I think that's really the challenge for Galaxy Racer and Magnifique here. Because yes, they do have certain star players that stand out at certain times, but they are going to need every single member to step up if they even want to have a chance to take it away from Alter Ego.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely because you look at the roster of Celeste and there were a lot of great moments from every single person on that roster. We definitely won't forget how many times Margot was able to clutch for their team. And speaking of the lineups, let's take a quick.
The Philippines, where you are,
Yeah.
and they seemed really the story for them. They do seem a lot more comfortable on attack because they tend to give rounds on defense. It's just that yesterday against Alter Ego, they really couldn't bring it back. I think the momentum was too much on the Alter Ego side. So for them today is really to reset their mental, whether to build up that confidence or for their in-game leader to step up and say things are going okay in game, let's get it done, let's keep calm. And
Yeah,
yeah,
agree 100% with you. And as we take a look at the Magnifique roster, we've got Alyssa, Deline, Sherik, Tokibi in Canon Z, and obviously their six-man, Jane, Carolina. This is, I think, a roster that has surprised everybody. None of us expect. Let's be honest here. I don't think many of us expect or any of us expected them to get to the lower bracket final,
same.
but
Yeah.
what I think is that this is a good thing. That the fact that we can still be surprised by this just goes to show that there are really big improvements in the female scene in this sorry, excuse me, FSL, league that we have. It just means that the level of competition is getting that much better and that much closer. That suddenly dark horse teams emerge and suddenly, oh, Magnifique's in the lower bracket final against Galaxy Racer. Nobody saw this coming. If you asked us, I think a couple of days ago, we'd have been saying, okay, Renatus White, probably, maybe
Yeah.
Arakat. And yeah, like you said. Oh, and I guess we have the stats coming up right now. You wanted to take a look at Trix versus Alyssa earlier on today.
Absolutely. I mean, these two were really, really stunning on Jet on their games yesterday. It's really going to be up to them. I mean, I really want to see a Jet versus Jet Trix Alyssa matchup. And we might do so because Breeze is the first map. We also have Ascent and Icebox. So very high chance of looking at them go head to head. And is there any of the stats here that really stand out to you,
Yeah,
Illustrator?
so to me, it does appear that, the ACS is a little bit better here for Alyssa, but I do want to point out that Trix has just sort of been freshly settled into this duelist role because
Mm,
previously she was playing predominantly Sova. And now
mm,
the Trix is sort of back and, readjusting and recentering herself as a duelist. It's kind of giving her this spot where okay, I kind of have to get used to being the duelist again. I mean,
right.
personally, when we'd play together and when I would see their games, actually, there's still that adjustment phase of getting back
Mm,
into that role. And I do think that Trix has the potential to be a really great duelist. We've seen it previously, but there is still that adjustment period of, oh, I got to get used to being Jet again.
yeah. And even though all the stats are low, I guess that also means that she still has a lot of potential to grow. So we might see all these numbers go up later on as the team tries to play around her and support her.
Yeah, 100%. But on the other side, there's just Alyssa. who has been honestly so phenomenal. We've seen so many great rounds from her in the previous days, whether it's clutches, whether it's just defensive holds, even as the Jet. So many rounds that she wins that she shouldn't be winning, and has really been a driving force for her team. And I think one of the reasons that Magnifique has just been doing so well over the previous days.
Yeah, and I really think that we have underestimated Magnifique because they were in the lower bracket final actually in FSL Open 4, and here they are once again in the lower bracket. And it's a second chance. I mean, they fought all the way through another Open just to get here. And it's going to be really exciting to see what's the outcome of this series. So, taking us through this big lower bracket final between Galaxy Racer and Magnifique, we have Key as well as Illustrato. Take it away.
Oh, I'm back. Hello, hello, Key. You have transformed now. I can't exactly hear you right now. Are you there?
Oh, yep. Welcome
Oh,
back. No,
welcome to the stream. It's our cast together. We haven't casted in a while. We haven't been partnered up since the last Open, but I'm glad to be back with you. How are you feeling as of late, my man? It's been an exciting few days. You casted yesterday, and it looks like today's gonna be more of the same.
yeah, I'm excited for the teams that are showing up today because Magnifique, they looked like they had a very shaky start at the beginning of the playoffs, and all of a sudden they're all the way in the lower bracket finals, and I think that's something to look out for because they actually took down Kid My Orc, who we expected to give Alter Ego Celeste a run for their money after their series against them. So between Magnifique and Galaxy Racer, I'm excited to see who takes the last spot in the grand finals to get another chance at taking down Alter Ego Celeste.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit on the panel with Tanya that, this bracket, this lower bracket, just full of surprises, actually. Even the upper bracket, just a lot of surprises that we have seen here today, whether it was the map select, which we're about to show you in just a second, or whether it's just the complete outcome of just the results, like like you mentioned, Kid Mayork just taking victories where they shouldn't have been getting 2-0. A lot of the games that we thought we were going to see to go 2-1 just ended up in complete stomps in the other direction.
Yeah, and it's just really, I think, a new meta developing between the teams. Don't you think that with new maps coming out, I think the map picks have also changed, the agent selections. We've seen some changes for some of the teams. What hasn't changed, though, is the side pick. It seems like the most favored side to start with is always the defensive side still.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of a time of renaissance of the bigger maps here that we're experiencing. Breeze and Icebox. Teams are really starting to figure out certain ways to play these new maps and assert their own playstyle on it because of the fact that, oh, we want to play Breeze this way, we have a couple of ideas and we want to try it out. It's a great time to do it. And when not a lot of teams have completely figured out how to play on Breeze and Icebox yet, it's a great time to really shape the meta and see what really works, especially in the Southeast Asian scene. Not just the female scene, like the Southeast Asian scene in general. I think a lot of teams are starting to figure out that, oh, there's a lot of room for creativity on Breeze, and we can really assert our own playstyle on these maps.
Yeah, what's really great about Breeze right now is the map hasn't been, I would say, solved yet, as opposed to the maps that have been there for since the beginning of the game. Teams have maybe more form strategies, more set ways to play. Like you said, with Breeze, it's like an open canvas. It's a really huge map. There's so many ways to play around it, and I'm excited to see it because that's going to be map number 1.
Yeah, Breeze is really personally my favorite map right now. I just think that there's just so much room for creativity with it. Not just in the professional level of play, like even on solo queue, I was playing with my other co-casters the other night, and we were trying to play Breeze without Viper. It didn't go so well, but we figured out that it is possible to somehow play attacking side without a Viper on Breeze if you smoke the right spots. But still, it just goes to show that the meta is still developing, not just in pro play, but also in, I'd say, ladders, which is really where majority of the players are hanging out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun map for sure. It's also my favorite map, and I really like to see the creativity coming into it. Even the agent picks, I believe, still there's no set of agents for Breeze. A lot of people may run Yoru. Sometimes it comes out. We saw that in the last Open with Anko. It's not necessarily the best, but I think it can work out as well. So I'm just excited to see what they bring in for agent select.
I think there's only one real agent that we can lock in as necessary for Breeze, and I think that's Viper.
Viper, yeah.
I feel like for the most part, she's really the only one that like, okay, if we're playing Breeze, we probably need a Viper. Just because of how much map there is and how much map control you can get with that Viper, and you can basically leave her onto B or A, and then just hold the site. Other than that, you're absolutely right. There's just so much room for interpretation. The Yoru came out, and we saw it on the last Open, just full effect on that Yoru in the previous games, and it's becoming a little bit of a trend to pick him up. The KO has been coming up as well, showing that even though there aren't a lot of, I'd say, places where the blades are completely effective, there are still certain areas of the map that you can lock down, like double doors, like backside towards B. There's just a lot of room for you to sort of wiggle around and figure which executes really suit your team.
Yeah, speaking of the KO, I'd really like to see that come out more, especially in other maps, the smaller maps. Ascent, especially, is very effective. So we'll see if these teams, with the exception of Alter Ego Celeste, who have been running it pretty consistently, if KO will be coming out for this lower bracket series.
Yeah, I'm excited to see KO too, like you mentioned, but there's a lot of others that I think I'm looking at to make an
Sky.
appearance here. Yeah, Sky, we talked about Sky. I do like seeing on these maps like Breeze and Icebox, I do like seeing the double initiator. The Sova can be good, maybe not as impactful as the Sky, but definitely not Breach, if I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Breach is in a little bit of a weird place right now with the utility being so expensive, and just there's so many. I think the Sky can do everything that a Breach can do.
Yeah,
That's my personal opinion.
for Breach, I think some of the teams still run it. In other VCT leagues, it's rare, but it seems like some people still like picking it, or some teams rather still like picking it. So
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see it though, because we haven't really seen Breeze that favored in FSL. But for example, Team Liquid really liked the Breeze. 4 out of 5 maps that they played earlier last night actually had Breach. Sorry, 3 out of 5.
Yeah, from I'd say it's like a fall from grace where you'd see like teams like Vision Strikers just play Breach all the time in every single map,
Yeah.
and now it's hardly being picked at all for a lot of maps internationally, even not just in the Korea scene. But nowadays, that people are going and changing their lineups. I'm liking the Sage. Sage is making a little bit of a resurgence as well, and the fact that Viper is actually playable now just goes to show that the balancing is in a pretty good state, I'd say.
Sage, actually, the funny part about Sage, she's been nerfed every single time. Every single one of her skills have been nerfed since the beginning, and she's still relevant. Just because
But
that
she
res
keeps
is
coming
really
back.
strong. It's like she's resurrecting herself
Yeah,
into
she's
the
like
meta.
the T300, just the Terminator here, just able to res and do everything and come back no matter what. Sage will be making it 2 appearances in this map. Both teams will have it alongside the Viper. So starting to see why. Um, when Breeze first came out, I wasn't entirely convinced about the Sage because
Yeah,
a
the
lot of the
wall.
walls were kind of like off on the attacking side. Like, okay, you're walling off a little bit. But it really has to do more with the defensive side because there are so many plays and so many off angles that you can do with the Sage wall. And with such a big map, getting those reses are just super crucial.
I really agree with that, because the wall doesn't really help you grant you safe passage into the site on attacking side on Breeze. So it really helps on the defensive side, or even the post plans. If the Sage gets into the site safely, B, you can wall out, A, entrance you could wall out as well. So that helps a bit on the post plan.
Yeah. Agree with you here, but here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to VCT Game Changers, game number 1. We're here, of course, in FSL, and we're going to be seeing the lower bracket finals for all of you guys who have just tuned in. My name is Illustrato. Joining me today on this casting desk, none other than the man himself, Key. And we've got the pistol round coming up, and as you can see, everybody almost sitting on ghosts. This is one of those maps, Key, where ghosts are really, really good. Most of players tend to gravitate towards like frenzies nowadays because
Yeah.
on certain maps, but on big maps like this is where you want those ghosts.
I really Ghost, or sometimes even the Sheriff. We've seen some Jets actually run the Sheriff on round number 1 for Breeze, just for the range. The map's just really huge, and the Sheriff really helps with that.
Exactly, and I like that a lot more Jets are picking up the Sheriff in the first round. We're not seeing it just yet though, but what we are seeing is a couple of Viper walls that will quarter and segment a site. Trailblazer coming up will spot Aya as now the execute coming up right here. Galaxy Racer looking to defend. Aya gets taken down immediately by Alyssa though, and Aluka getting that trade-off real quick will bring us into a 4v4. The spike does go down and the retake now beginning here for Magnifique.
And it's a very quick tick. This just goes to show how big the map freeze is, and there's that wall being annoying for the defenders as well. They can't find any picks right now. It's a 4v4 retake.
But one of the things about this map is that you have to be so decisive on the retakes on the defense because you can't take too long on the rotate. But as I say this, Alyssa to Kibi, they get a pick each, leaving Aluka all alone, and Aluka can't get anything right anymore. 2 kills for her, but that's all she wrote. 2 members still standing here for Magnifique, and they get the pistol, and it's a very crucial pistol up here in Breeze.
I think Cannon Z had the light armor there, so the right click from Baby Aluka that I believe dealt 104 damage just wasn't enough to take her down. That light armor really saving her life.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when it comes to Breeze, this is when armor really comes into handy because like you're in a map that has just so much space and you will miss a lot of those headshots.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the tags will come in, which is where you'll need the armor and obviously the heal up. So a lot of the sustain meta actually is very much liable, just like what we're seeing for Magnifique right now. And quick pick onto Trix right there. No way to, well, she will heal up herself, but you know, as I said, the sustain meta, you got so much heal right now on the Magnifique side.
Yeah, they've got 3 heals. Reina healing herself. Sage, there's also the Sky that can heal her teammates. Delina and Tokibi using those Spectres and putting them to work. Alyssa on her with her own kills. Yeah, tries to take one. Does take Alyssa down, but of course Magnifique secure round number 2.
And that's a clean anti-eco. They only lose 1 player, which is pretty good if you ask me. Especially on a map like, and I can't stress this enough, on a map like Breeze, you'll want as many clean rounds as you can get because you want to have the rifles as soon as possible. You want to have those Vandals in your hands. You want to have the AWP in your hands because in a map with such a big size, you know, being forced on SMGs early, you do not want to be in that position.
Yeah, exactly. So the rifle, this is going to be a rifle buy for Galaxy Racer. So let's see if they can make something out of this.
Just a lot of pressure here towards A, but that's going to be a push from Galaxy Racer. Going to get flashed off right now, but there's so much information right now. Look at this dart here. It just identifies all of them. The Seekers in return will catch one off guard, but they're ready for it. Yeya and Aya trying to go for that tap. Trix is good for it. Traded out by Tokibi. Tokibi's good for 2. And suddenly it's brought down to a 2v2. This buy round is just so expensive for Galaxy Racer right now.
It's not looking that good for them. Deline, though, can't change to the rifle, so she's going to have to fight with a Spectre here. Gets picked off by Baby Aluka, and so now down to a 2v1.
Aluka's managed to find a crucial pick here. Tokibi in this 1v2. Can she find at least one to bring us into a 1v1? Does not see the shoulder of Aluka. She swings the corner. Will not win the duel because Ivory's right there as both of them whiff a little bit, but all recovered in the end. Still an expensive round for Galaxy Racer as they claim that buy, and that was again just a bonus for Magnifique.
I think, do you think they tried to be too creative with that push, the 3-person push on A?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like if you're on an bonus round, you kind of want to play the distance in your favor. You want to stay far back because you know that they have Spectres in their hands. You know that they have SMGs. And them going for that contact play in A, I feel like that would have been better on this round when they had rifles, when they have, you know, when everybody has rifles so that they can get up close and personal and catch them off guard. But they walked into Spectres. They were traded out really quickly. And that ended up costing Galaxy Racer 3 rifles.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, A is so big, you could play bridge, you can even play the ramp, and just make these Spectres work for their kills. And in that round, they pretty much made the Spectres become as effective as the rifles, especially in that range.
Yeah, they were just basically so close up in A main and cave, but a little bit of a slow play here by Magnifique as they gather around towards A. They might expect Trix here playing that close corner. Will not, actually. And Trix will get the first pick of the round. That's the first blood dropping in. Viper does have that wall up. Will allow them to get closer on site. And the spike will go down. Nice pick off by Cannon Z, though. Will get Yeya out of position. Trix is still doing work here, getting another pick onto Jerix, and that's going to be our second kill of the round here. Cannon Z manages to punish Aluka on that little bit of a whiff here, but Trix is good for a third kill. Trix, 3 kills this round, has been phenomenal for her team and is looking for a fourth. Information is given, identified right now, but Alyssa just trying to be the thorn in the side, and look at this, the taps really come in her way. They can't deal with her. Aya finally does it. But they've also managed to make it costly yet again, but Galaxy Racer, they bring things tied 2-2.
Yeah, even though it was costly, Galaxy Racer still managed to scrape this win, and I think that's going to mean good things for their economy. Meanwhile, on Magnifique, their 4-1 split has been getting punished. They know that the lean will be lurking, and Trix punished that. That round was definitely on the back of Trix with that triple kill there. Alyssa going a bit too far from the side to really defend it. It was a bit annoying, but in the end, Galaxy Racer pull off the win.
Yeah, and that's a crucial win in the end. That forces a reset on the economy of Magnifique. All they have left are pistols, a Spectre, and, you know, a Marshall. Trix is, however, going to be on the Blade Storm, and so they will be utilizing and saving some economy, especially for their later rounds now. A little bit of control towards mid, and let's just see where they trying to go and find, but it doesn't look like they'll be greeted by anyone towards here.
That's my favorite jet economical buy, the Blade Storm buy.
Yeah, because you can still wreck an entire team with it.
Exactly.
We've seen magic happen with a Blade Storm, and just knowing how to be good with a Blade Storm is really what separates the good jets from the great jets.
Yeah, I'd say I'm a good jet then.
Or a pretty bad one. I'm just kidding.
We'll see. Alyssa also popped her Blade Storm, so that's gonna be a Blade Storm for both sides actually being used. But Ivory is gonna take Cannon Z down. Looks like it's still gonna be a slow take from the attackers. Oh, Ivory really putting in the work here.
Ivory's managed to shut down a couple. I think they know that Trix is here towards backside, but they're protecting Trix right now with that Blade Storm. They have not identified Alyssa, but position. Oh, look at this. Alyssa with a double kill with the Blade Storm is eventually traded up by Aya. And that's going to be 2 great kills to finish off the round here. But that eco round, these rounds are really expensive for Galaxy Racer. They're losing 3 players every round.
Yeah, you can build up an economy if you lose 3 players every single round. They are stringing the rounds together though, so they are still going to be managing a buy. But yeah, this just hurts. This double kill from the Blade Storm is just really painful.
A little bit of an anime battle there by the 2 jets, and we saw their head-to-head earlier today. Trix versus Alyssa, and in the end, Alyssa proving that she was the better jet in that instance. Now, a little bit of a default spread for Magnifique as they try to feel out the opposition. Galaxy Racer not giving a lot away, but they are stacking heavily towards A.
They're playing this 1B mid kind of defense side. They actually give away A halls pretty much.
Yeah, they have someone jiggle peeking halls, but it's mid that they're a little bit vulnerable from here. So as you can see what's happening, Aluka has to jiggle peek between a couple of angles. Great shot. That's all the way to the back of halls, and Aluka finds a pick right there onto Cannon Z.
All right, the Seekers coming out will really reveal their position. They should know that the lean is still lurking though. This is Magnifique's game plan, a 4-1 split. But it seems like they will be backing off and trying to connect with the lean.
Yeah, but, you know, the formation is precisely for this, though. Trix does get caught off guard here. Will take a loss, and that's going to signal their entry towards B. The lean will not expect Ivory holding towards the back side, so that's going to have Yeya a lot of work to do. Excuse me, Ivory, rather, a lot of work to do. She gets taken down almost immediately. And Aluka? Can she get a pick off right now? Doesn't look like it for the meantime. Going to be isolated from her team as the spike will finally get dropped down. Flash coming through. Nice adjustment from Yeya. And it's going to be a 2v2 retake. Both ultimates are available, but it's all going to be about who wins this upcoming duel here. Flash is not going to get anyone. They're approaching the side with caution, trying to approach it together. A couple of pre-fires here through the corner, and Yeya's getting caught off, looking the wrong way. He has information on where both is, but Aya, can she lands the shot? Finds the first. Not able to get the second. To Kibi is good for 3 kills, and that's a 3-3. Magnifique tie things up.
I think that the Devourer actually stopped her from being able to shoot Tokibi there as she walked up. There's a little bit of delay when you consume an orb, and I think she just had that half-second delay before she could shoot Tokibi, and Tokibi just got the best over there. That was a really sick shot, though. The connection to the head onto the lean.
Yeah, I agree. That was a great shot, but unfortunately, just not the right position, not the right timing, and ultimately, it was just about the crossfire being well placed and well set up by the side of Magnifique. They had, a really great idea in terms of the execution there. Even though that the first pick really went to Ivory, they just couldn't follow it up with any more. Maybe if Ivory got one more pick off on that round, it would have went their way.
Yeah, it's really, really close matchup right now, 3-3. But on the side of Galaxy Racer, because of the economical damage that we've been mentioning these past few rounds, they have 2 Spectres in hand.
Oh,
Oh, but
Spectres making it work right now, like you said. Trix is able to get that pick off very closely. Will they expect the lead here? The double swing out. Trix is good for it. She's able to get a pick off and able to fall back to safety. The mid aggression currently really working, but no res available for Galaxy Racer as Ivory falls.
yeah, I think she tried to res Trix in the previous round as well. That's why she was trying to cross pillar. Oh, but there's the res coming from Magnifique, evening it out to a 4v4, but Alyssa will have to settle for the Spectre.
Viper's Pit, will it come into play? Or the Hunter's Fury? This could be big this round. This round is very much crucial right now. And that kill equally as crucial as the follow-up right there. Alokai and Trix. Trix really doing a massive job here. 3 kills yet again for her. Hunter's Fury will delay the plant. Can't find the kill onto Cherix. Will
Oh, that was
it?
close.
No. 13 seconds left and she still manages to get it down. Not gonna get taken down by that shock dart though. Very low on HP. Will be healing behind the wall, trying to stall for time here as she's looking for Tokibi to get her back. But Aluka's too quick on it. It's a trade-off, but not quick enough. As Galaxy Racer, they claim the lead once again.
Yeah, they're really scraping these rounds together. Even though it hurts, getting the round is really important here. Galaxy Racer, every single win they've had only 2 members survive. It seems like they're really just scraping by, but they're still holding on. Like that, Magnifique had a better buy there with 5 rifles against 3, but they made it work because of that B elbow push with the Spectre and Trix. Like you mentioned, really doing a lot of work here, but I'd also like to point out Tokibi has actually been their post-plant anchor for a lot of the part for Magnifique.
And Tokibi's actually been doing a great job of it. I mean, one of the reasons why you want the Initiator alive at the very end is because of all the utility they can use for clutch situations. Just like you saw in the previous round, Tokibi was able to get a number of great flashes off, even using the Trailblazer. In this round, the numbers just weren't in their favor, but normally you kind of want your last player to be the Initiator, who's usually the most experienced of the group.
I agree, and I feel like this is where Sky actually shines a bit more than Sova, especially in the post-plant.
Ooh, good adjustment right there from Baby Alka. The double peek towards mid. Able to get the lean completely off guard here. They are trying to work towards halls, though. Aluka will be looking for it and will be able to find Cannon Z, and that's going to open it up, though. They might not expect Alyssa, who will be following right behind her. Ivory goes down yet again, but Trix is right there with a refrag.
It's going to be a relatively clean round for them. They do take Ivory down, though, with a Sheriff headshot. Tokibi really feeling sharp here. Alyssa still... She's pretty sharp, but she's not... We've seen her sharper yesterday.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe, it's a little bit time to warm up. Maybe needs to get a little bit hot. And this is kind of Galaxy Racer, who normally starts a little bit slower. But today, it seems like Trix is hitting, everything right now. I do want to take a quick peek at the kills in just a second, but Alyssa should be able to... Nope, never mind. I was going to say she might be able to find one, but instead, Aya gets the kill instead, and Galaxy Racer find themselves with a 2-round lead here. Let's take a look right now. Scoreboard. Tokibi leading the charge, 12-6. To no surprise, Aluka right up there with Trix, and it looks like a very concerted effort from the Galaxy Racer squad.
Yeah, everyone's really putting in the work there, and defending side. So they have 5-3. I think they're on pace for a pretty good first half here.
3-5, on the defensive side on Breeze. That's actually that's almost enough. I'd say if on Breeze on the defensive side, because of how big the map is, I'd argue that maybe 6 rounds, 7 rounds would be enough to transition you to the attacking side. They've done, I'd say, a pretty decent job thus far, especially with a tap like that from Aya, bringing us to a 4v5. No chance for res right now. and unless they get the Orban plant, I think they already claimed it, in fact. But still, Daleen lurking here towards mid, trying to find something. But this double mid presence, it's just working wonders for Galaxy Racer, and Magnifique have no way of answering it.
Yeah, I think they need a little bit more strategy in their playbook because Daleen is getting punished. But Aya, with a triple kill, gets taken down by Tokibi in the end, but now it's a 4v1. Tokibi, always the last person standing. It just makes it difficult if they can't get these pickoffs.
Galaxy Racer with a great defensive hold yet again, leaving Tokibi all alone. But if anyone can clutch this right now, it's Tokibi. She has been a great, force, unstoppable for her team. But a 4v1 up against Galaxy Racer, who still have a res, and
the pit.
Viper Spit, yeah, I just don't see it happening. I might be inclined to say just go for the save right now. 33 seconds left. Just fall back. Sure, she has the spike, but getting onto the site is an endeavor on itself.
It seems like Galaxy Racer really know the 4-1 split that's happening. They know that Daleen will be lurking. That's why they're sending Trix and Ivory together. They've traded, either traded or got a clean kill off of Daleen every single round so far.
And I think that's really crucial because they've realized that, like you said, that Daleen is lurking and trying to get clever pickoffs right there. And I think that's really hurting Magnifique because once your lurker gets sniffed out like that, and that's your duelist, mind you.
Yeah.
Once your lurker gets sniffed out like that, you have to change your playstyle. You gotta either go towards hang out with your team and start flashing for them as Reynas do, or start entering on the site along with that jet. But it seems like that lurk play, it's just not working for them right now. They either need to spread out and send somebody with Daleen or just have Daleen go with the rest of the team.
I'm thinking the exact same thing. Make it a 3-2 or just a 5 rush because right now they're getting punished and they're just trying the same thing over and over again. It's still a 4-1.
Speaking of 4-1, they're doing it yet again. They're leaving Daleen towards mid. Not entirely happy with this, but Daleen's definitely going to hear the footsteps there towards mid here. Wall will give him a little bit of respite, and Daleen will get a pick off. That's a massive kill, but like you said, the trades just that quick. They might expect another player here towards mid, but Trix, she's feeling it right now, not missing a beat. Alyssa gets that kill onto Aya though, but it's all up to Alyssa in this 1v3. Has the blades in her hands, but will be tagged up right there, and that's basically the end. Oh, she gets away, she dashes. I thought the swing would come in, but in the end, still a 1v3 with the spike dropped in no man's land.
Is she gonna go for this? Like, do you try here? There's still 40 seconds left.
I don't know. I'd argue save the Vandal at this point. This is just really one of those rounds where I don't know, but then she has the blades, so she might as well use them, right?
30 seconds.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think she's also trying to think like, how do I do this 1v3?
And the spike, she has to still recover it. The chances of her winning this round are absolutely minuscule. And yeah,
Gets
getting a
shut
triple
down.
kill. Everybody's getting triple kills this game, it seems.
Yeah, I actually see that too. Like everyone's getting a triple here and there. Tokibi with her own tricks with quite a few actually. I think. Did you get 3 triple kills actually?
Yeah, she did. Trix has 3 triple kills, I think, this game. Potentially 4, but I do want to point out Tokibi already in round 11 has an ACS of 322. That's quite the number for this early in the game.
For sure, and especially since her team is actually behind above 300 ACS, just really means she's putting in a lot of work.
Well, aggressive push yet again. Will get caught off this time. No chance for trade. Desperately looking for it, but the blind comes in. Absolutely no way to get out. Or will there be? Ivory gets one, but she falls, leaving Aluka all alone in 1v3 right now. And the aggression getting a little bit too, I'd say, overstated for the Galaxy Racer squad.
And baby Aluka is gonna get shot as she goes down, but what a headshot from her! Playing whack-a-mole with Alyssa. It's a 1v3. She's gonna try this.
Oh, she better, because it's they have so much money to play with anyway, so they're gonna be okay to burn this round, but they're not gonna be so happy about how that went, because Trix is gonna be a little bit upset that she lost that first duel, even though she had, I think, the better angle and the peeker's advantage on it. In the end, though, still 7-4, and I think Galaxy Racers have done all they needed to do in this half. Anything else is bonus.
Yeah, they have so much cash, so I think they just want to try something, but whenever they push, every single time they push on the defensive side, it seems like they got punished for it.
They get away with it every now and then, but you know, it's one of the reasons why Galaxy Racer is still an exciting team to watch. Like, uh, sometimes it works. Most of the time it works, but sometimes things go really awry.
There
But
we go.
yeah, there we go. Tricks with an aggressive peak, not missing a beat, not challenge, not anything, just dry peeking towards mid and winning that duel.
They spot the elbow, and she takes another one down. Critics actually pushes the elbow, but gets punished by Tokibi in the end.
Yeah,
Dalene takes Ivory
what?
down as well.
This is a little bit too much, I think, though. There's a great couple of picks. It was a 5v3. I think Trick's going for too much there. Definitely getting punished and expecting Ivory to go for it. That's the res gone from this round. They definitely could have just waited, played it patiently. But instead, Dalene has brought us to a 2v3.
Has Ivory actually used her res?
I think so, yeah. I think she's used it one time. But regardless, it's very haphazard play right now. From the flank coming in one, Aya looking to work the back. Yea's good for the first, and it's a 2v1. They managed to salvage this round, but Tokibi, 30 HP on her, time ticking away, has won a clutch before. Can she repeat her success? That's going to be a flash coming out right here. Nobody blinded, and Yea's up there to get another triple kill, back to back. And it's the game of threes, this one, as Galaxy Racer lead by 4 in the halftime.
Yeah, this is a great lead by them on the attacking side. We've seen them improve on the attacking side with their executes, but let's see if they are actually ready for Breeze, because this is Magnifique's map pick.
Yeah, Magnifique, they were looking stumped on that offense. And when you pick a map for yourself, for your own team, it just means that you have set plays.
Yeah.
It just means you have plans, you have executes. But really, Key, let's be honest here. All we really saw was mostly 4-1 splits and it's like the exact same strat, just going towards different sites.
Exactly.
Sometimes they'd go for mid presence, but I'd say nothing really too original to warrant an actual Breeze pick against Galaxy Racer, who are known to be really good on the defense.
And you know they're going to pick defense first, so you have to be ready coming to the half. But maybe they're more confident on their defensive side. Maybe they think that they could dig themselves out of a 4-8.
Well, if they want to dig themselves out of 4-4-8, they need to win this pistol here. And Tokibi, look, ooh, that's a spicy tap right there. Aya's able to trade it out, though, but pushing through the smoke. Ivory is able to get out Cannon Z. Now, it's still a 4v3 heal. It's still available. I think they'll be able to get Aya up to a little bit more HP. The spike will go down now, 3v4. Aya's basically a breath away from drop in here. I don't know if they can actually get a heal onto her. It doesn't look like it because Ivory's already fallen now. 3v3, and again, time ticking away. Aya's health not in a good spot. The wall will come out to make that diffuse very much possible. They're gonna have to get that down, and she's sticking it. They can't get it down. Oh, they find it. Yea is able to get the diffuser here, and Galaxy Racer come out on top with a 9-4 in the nick of time. Just a couple microseconds away.
That was a bit too close for comfort, but they just shot the wall enough to get the diffuser down. I think that because they got the headshot, they actually were able to get it around, but they almost got the round stuck out from under them.
Yeah, and this might be a forced buy here for Magnifique. Like, they should start considering it, because a 10-4 halftime score, a 10-4 score line this early on, it's just a very, very scary prospect right now. Having Galaxy Racer get to double digits this early, Magnifique's gonna have to basically play a perfect defense right now, and just like that, that's one of the quickest entries that we've seen. Galaxy Racer, they're not stopping, dashing all the way into sight here. Quick wall to slow down the pace. Tokibi has been great, but not great enough to land that shot on Trix.
Yeah, does not look good for them right now. 3 classics left in them. Not really the clutchable guns here.
And Dalene's just gonna miss the timing completely. Alyssa just takes her from the side, and that leaves Dalene all alone, trying to use the
another
headshot
triple
angle to her advantage. But like you said, the triple again from Trix. How many triple kills has Trix gotten this game? I think that's her 5th at this point.
4 or 5, maybe?
Yeah,
I think
4 or
4.
5.
Yeah.
Get the official statistic later on, but definitely a multi-kill game for Trix right now. Starting to settle in truly in that duelist role that she has been placed into.
She should change her name to 3CKS with those triple kills. Yeah, with Y3YA.
Tricks. Yeah, I see that. That's cool. I dig it.
They're really showing up today. 10-4 right now. Galaxy Racer racing through this first map.
Making their best impression of Speed Racer and Go 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 at the moment is looking like a quick pick. Oh, I thought that she had it for sure, but Alyssa does get out of dodge. Dashes away in the nick of the time. The Spectre is unable to do enough of the damage, but they do have Hall's control and a lot of control towards A. If they collapse onto A from here, it could be very much lethal.
It seems like they're gonna take their time trying to look for picks still. I think they know that Deline will be lurking. It's just her tendencies, and they're sending 2 people to actually push her out. Deline takes one, but Ivory gets a headshot. That's gonna be a gun upgrade for her if she
Yeah, the
decides to pick it up.
Phantom will actually go towards, I think Aya picks it up right now, but towards mid they make a challenge as Tokibi. It's that pick off right there. Spike drops, fully flashed, still somehow alive. Will spot the shoulder. Can't win the duel for now. Sees the second one, has to dash around the corner. And we'll try to make the best of a little bit of a sticky situation here as the 2 remaining members. The 1 remaining member is all tricks at the moment. I don't know if she's given up her position just yet, but she knows that there's one behind this door. Kanzi will not be able to get the kill. Spike has to be recovered though. Now she's going to be aware that there are players coming in from every possible direction here. She has to make a decision immediately. 14 seconds left. She's booking it to A. The best decision she could have made. And she's going to get this plant for sure.
Yeah, they're a bit too far right now, and for Magnifique, they're just going to start to rotate now from the opposite side of the map. So just going to give Trick some time to hide, tuck herself away somewhere in an angle where she could isolate the 1v1s.
Looking for that pickoff to bring it even. Her position is given, and she's won a duel. She's managed to fall back into cover. Her position is known, but she's still playing those headshot angles, and she just gets around the shoulder in the nick of time, looking for the taps. Tricks. Can she clutch yet again? Will this be another triple? Trying to go for the smoke, but I think she's won it. Dropping her gun for a Guardian, and she lands the 1 top right there. 1 tap for Tricks, another triple kill. That's gotta be her 5th, and Tricks is just lighting things up.
She's been absolutely phenomenal this map, and look at her. She caught up to Tokibi, who's been the top fragger for the most part of this game, but Tricks with all those triple kills, now at 340 average combat score. This Guardian tap.
Stylish finish right there. Picks up a Guardian. That's all I needed. 1 shot from the Guardian, switches back to the Vandal, turns away from the explosion just like a cool guy.
We've seen Tricks in so many clutch situations, completing that every single time. Even in Open 4 when she was on the Sova, remember those? She's just in these clutch situations. She lives for those. But Aya quickly gets punished in the elbow where Deline has been punished, and it's gonna be a 2 for 2 actually.
Yeah, this is starting to look scary here, but Galaxy Racer, they got a res. They bring it to a 4v5. This could be match point here, but Aluka takes a bit of time to get that kill, but she gets it in the end. As they now start to begin to collapse towards B, only 1 player here to stem the bleeding, to halt them, but it doesn't look like it is to be, as the 2 remaining members go down almost simultaneously, as Galaxy Racer secure map point already.
This is really fast. I didn't expect it to be this far, and Galaxy Racer have been clean on the attacking side. 4-0, securing that pistol really snowballed them into this lead. And Magnifique are fighting for map life right now. This is potentially their last buy, so they're gonna have to force up, and that's gonna be just a Spectre on Sherry KX.
Yeah, no mistakes can be made, and they will have to play the perfect game if they want to keep this in the running. But that's a good start to it. A Viper spit towards the site that Galaxy Racer wanted to hit. Didn't mean to rhyme there, but did. And it's going to be a little bit of a recon to give information as the Seekers follow suit. No one really giving too much, but they've already sent Deline up on the lurk yet again.
Yeah, Deline. She becomes predictable since she lurks every single round. And look at this. 3 members of Galaxy Racer in the back. She might be able to pick one off though. Deline uses a dismiss. Great play from her to just get one and go back to safety. Tricks is gonna go for this, but that's the fandom for you. 140 damage only on Trix, and Trix gets a headshot, and it's down to 2v2. Ivory far from the rest though, but can top Trix up.
Yeah, and there is still Viper Spit from Cannon Z right now. It should be going down any second. Yup, it's already down. Carrick will get around this corner. Carrick, no, it's not going to happen. Galaxy, sir, take the first game in the series, and they're going to go up 1-0 up against Magnifique in this best of 3.
Yeah, that was way faster than I expected it to be, and I thought that Magnifique, especially after they defeated Kid My Orc, actually found something going on. And for Galaxy Race, they're just gonna feel really good because this is Magnifique's map pick, and they take it away from them.
I do think we have to touch on some of the great performances we had. One of the reasons I love Breeze so much is it really sort of lets your star players and your aim shine. Like, you saw everybody having their moments of glory right there. Trix had a lot of great holds. Tokibi had a lot of great holds as well. You know, just the pushes. Aloka had a couple of moments, and I think everybody truly contributing to this roster here. I mean to this game. If we take a closer look at the scoreboard, you'll see that no one really trailing that far behind. It's just in terms of the score, it does seem like Galaxy Racer truly outwitted and outplayed, you know, Magnifique in this one.
Yeah, they scraped by with so many rounds where only 2 members were left alive, but they did so nonetheless. Like it was closer than the 13-4 makes it seem to look like. But Magnifique on the defending side, actually, they were just a bit too slow on the rotations. I'm not sure it's the holds, or is it just Galaxy Racer with the attacking side? They have it down to pat. They're so much better on the attacking side in this open 5 than open 4. I think we mentioned it before. And they're just so decisive in going into those sides. And Tricks on the Duelist, that's the stuff.
Yeah, I do think that there has to be a few adjustments, however, if we talk about Magnifique. But of course, we'll talk about that a little bit later on when we get back from this break. Excuse me. We're going to be taking a short one, but when we do return, it's going to be the continuation of the Valorant Game Changers. Again, I'm Lestrado. This is KeyCast. Game number 2 will be here once we return from this short one, so don't you touch that browser. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Galaxy Racer taking a dominant win in game number 1 with a 12-4 victory, 13-4, excuse me, up against their arch rivals for the meantime, who surprised everyone into the lower bracket. But unfortunately, Magnifique not really able to give us that show on Breeze on their map pick. So things are looking really great here for Galaxy Racer, Key. Again, I'm Illustrato. My partner right here is Key. Let's take a quick look at the stats, man.
Yeah, Trix, of course, and Tokibi topping it off with for both teams. Trix with all those triple kills, really making it work, but not to discount the rest of our teammates as well. Everyone was really performing for the side of Galaxy Racer, making sure that they secured this first map. And mind you, this is Magnifique's map pick. So Galaxy Racer 13-4 in the opposing team's map pick, I think is just going to be a dominant start for them for this best of 3.
I'm not 100% sure why we ended up on Breeze, because it did seem like Magnifique didn't really have all that much in terms of the attacking side. Might have been because Galaxy Racer banned their best maps, or they just didn't get them. But in the end, this map pick from Breeze, it seems like it really shot them in the foot here. In the end, Galaxy Racer having such great reads on the attacking and the defensive side, always sniffing out the lurks everywhere, and also hitting every single shot.
Look at the headshot percentage. It's definitely a concerted effort. Not to discount Magnifique's headshot percentage either, 22.6. But Galaxy Racer are just ever so slightly sharper, ever so slightly faster this time. Really eking out this 13-4.
Yeah, I agree. And 13-4, that's definitely the tail of the tape right now. I mean, we said earlier on today that it was a little closer than it looks. But at the same time, I think this game really highlighted the stark contrast in how these teams approach the game. Galaxy Racer, very much, I think, a bad matchup against Magnifique, because Galaxy Racer, they really like to punish those aggressions. They really sniff out your playstyle and know how to punish you. And I don't think Magnifique were ready for it.
Yeah, I think Galaxy Racer really showcased the no teammate left behind strategy. We see that in Bind sometimes as well. Whenever they play Sage on Bind, they always send 2 players in Baz to secure the orb. This time around, it's the exact same thing. Ivory is trading with Trix every single time. They make sure they punish the push, and Deline did not have an answer for that 1v2 every single time.
And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Galaxy Racer lost a single round on their on their attacking side.
No, it was a clean sweep. 8-4 into the second half, and then they just won 5 rounds in a row. Just clean attacking side from them.
Yeah, one of the cleanest attacking sides we've seen. And like we said, if because of that 8-4 scoreline and losing the pistol, Magnifique, they had to play the perfect game on the defensive side, but unfortunately, Galaxy Racer, they sniffed it out so quick, dismantling the defense round after round and just basically making mincemeat out of the defense every single time. But going into the second map, we're going to Icebox, Key. Any thoughts on this? Anything that might be different this time around?
So what's actually strange for me is that Galaxy Racer picked Icebox, and Bind was not banned. Galaxy Racer used to like Bind quite a bit, so I think the FSL meta is really evolving. We're not seeing Bind anymore, even though it's actually on the table. Icebox, Galaxy Racer, they're going to start on the attacking side, and this is where I think we'll actually see the test of how clean their attacking side is, because Magnifique are going to be starting on defense here.
Yeah, the defensive side, obviously the less favored side on Icebox, well, especially nowadays in this meta, because the attacking side, you just have so much room to work with, especially if you're a team that knows what they're doing. And here's the thing, Key. Galaxy Racer, on their attacking side on Icebox, they are prepared. They have set strats, executes. They have mid to B pushes that just look so clean, where they plant on top of the second floor. They have what it takes to be able to close this out very, very cleanly. And I'm not sure if Magnifique will be ready for it.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they're ready, because Alyssa, of course, will be the one to watch out for. If Alyssa can bring it back and get the frags this game, especially on the defending side, if she can punish the aggression, I think that's what it would take Magnifique to actually string a few rounds in. But like you mentioned, Galaxy Racer have been looking pretty clean. Their executes, they're definitely prepared for this. They picked Icebox. They're starting the attacking side. I'm sure they're ready.
Yeah, well, we've seen it before in the previous opens as well, how comfortable Galaxy Racer look. But despite the funny thing is, despite this being Galaxy Racer's pick, they don't exactly have the cleanest of win rates on it. This might be their most comfortable map, but sometimes it actually bites them in the back here. So there is actually a little bit of wiggle room. It's not like 100% win rate on Galaxy Racer's side, but they are definitely coming into it with a significant advantage.
Yeah, I like to see the executes here. If they're running the Viper as well, even though they're starting on the attacking side, I'm not sure about that, but I think we'll likely see the Viper on the defending side.
Well,
Maybe.
we're about to get into it though. Quick prediction, Key. Who do you think this is going to go to? Is it going to be a 2-0 or are we going to see a 1-1?
I think Galaxy Racer just have so much momentum going on their side, and this is their map pick. So I think that they finish off the attacking side on Breeze perfectly. I think that they're going to continue that on this attacking side. So I'm going to say Galaxy Racer is going to make this a 2-0.
Yeah, it's hard to agree with hard evidence that you've just presented with, and I'm not a man to go up against science right now. Just the way that Galaxy Racer are putting up those numbers and those stats and winning almost every single duel and putting up triple kills every single round. I think every round we had a triple kill from one member of Galaxy Racer, and I just don't think that it's going to go any other way but a 2-0 right now from Galaxy Racer, Key.
Yeah, Magnifique, they've exceeded my expectations from them, though. Top 3 is still nothing to snooze at for this competition, especially since we don't see Magnifique in every single playoffs.
Yeah,
So,
and none of us expected them to even get this far.
yeah, especially this far. And I think there's nothing to discount as well, but Galaxy Racer just look so much better, especially this open. I think that they look really, really strong in this open.
Yeah, they do. Galaxy Racer, this is probably one of the best performances that we've seen from them, I'd say, ever. Their performance in 4 was, I'd say, a little bit underwhelming, considering how, well, to be fair, they haven't been exactly together as a whole roster during that time. But here in 5, especially with how things have been changing, the new team roster that they have, the new roles that they have changed, it seems like a much more cohesive unit, and it feels a little bit more like everything's falling into place for Galaxy Racer. Now, will this be enough to beat Celeste in the grand final in a best of 5? That's going to be a little bit of a different story to tell.
Yeah, it's definitely a different story. But if they can go against Alter Ego Celeste this clean, I think they may have a chance. But like we saw yesterday, Alter Ego Celeste still look like they're on a league of their own.
Yeah, I agree. Celeste, well, there were a couple of moments of like worry for the Celeste fans because Galaxy Racer almost took a win yesterday up against them, but in the end, the finesse just, so many rounds that Enarity would just win single-handedly, was a little bit, I'd say, flabbergasting if you were on the Galaxy Racer side. If you were on the receiving end of that, you'll be just like, no, I'm gonna walk right out.
GG, go next.
Yeah, GG, go next. I mean, there's some rounds that you're just like, yeah, I can't believe she won that. Nothing you can do but just shake your head and hope it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, it's really tricky to watch. But right now, Icebox, I think it's going to be something interesting. I really want to see how Galaxy Racer take this map, especially since we actually seen, for example, Renatus White. They picked this map a lot. This is one of their favorite maps, but it seems like their attacking side or their executions just fall a bit flat. So let's see if Galaxy Racer have something in mind for this.
You touched on Renatus White, and a lot of the times during this weekend, we touched on them and said, Renatus White, potentially one of the best teams here, arguably top 2, because I think the discussion is who is the second best team right after Celeste, and nobody has really been able to give a concrete answer. I mean, we've had the discussion over us casters and even the event organizers, who is actually number 2, and nobody had the same answer. I was saying Galaxy Racer, a couple of people were pointing out Renatus White. Now we're having a little bit of a clearer picture, but even now it's still not that solid an idea.
Yeah, it's not very clear. And Magnifique were the ones who took down Renatus White, and like during the tournament, it looked like Kid by Orc was starting to make their own case for second place, and now we're just like, wait, so I guess it is Galaxy Racer.
It's one of those situations with Kid Mayork where you just have so much expectations, and then at the very end, it's kind of like, oh, really? Is that how it's gonna end? No, it can't be. Like you were expecting, it was starting to look like a dream run.
Yeah.
For Kid Mayork, and then out of nowhere, they just everything just fell into shambles. But regardless, I feel like the players here have so much to be proud of with how much the scene has grown, and this is truly what happens when you're in a scene that I'd say is relatively fresh in terms of esports, like how we are now. Not just the female Valorant scene, but Valorant in general, being a relatively new esports title. This level of growth that we're seeing from the teams, it's just so exponential. It's just so quick that sometimes it's hard to keep up with if you're most teams.
Yeah, I'd really like to see them. We're really elevating the level of competition here. Every single team is showing up. It's playing catch up still to Alter Ego Celeste. But what's really fun to watch is really the players develop, the storylines develop, the rivalries. But at the same time, they're all friends. Like these teams have been playing against each other in this circuit for a while now, and it's just been really fun to watch the changes in not just not just how the teams perform, but how the teams play against each other. Like we're starting to see different players show up. They're all improving, different agent selections. It's just really great to watch.
And not just that there are teams that are close friends, but even the teams that are sort of new and coming into the scene, you're seeing a lot of new teams pop up that kind of out of nowhere is like, hey, these guys aren't from another title. These guys weren't playing pro before, but suddenly they're showing up right now. A good example, I guess, would be Hashira SR, who just made their debut in FSL here, and they actually managed to take a couple of good wins under their belt, which just goes to show that even if you're on the top, and this has been said for any sport, not just esport, staying on the top is harder than getting to the top. Uh,
Exactly.
Celeste, currently, they are definitely on the top by a little bit of a margin. But as we get deeper and deeper into the scene, deeper and deeper into the meta, and grow the scene even more, that lead is going to start to shrink. It's all going to be a matter of time as who is going to be the first team to defeat Celeste. Will we be able to see it today?
Yeah, we'll have to see. But I'd just like to remind everyone again, if you haven't read it yet, Tarathiel of Alter Ego Celeste, their in-game leader, actually has an interview with our sponsor Yahoo. So do check that out. She talks about her hobbies outside of Valorant, or how they actually work together as a team, and how they just enjoy playing Valorant together. And I think it's a great read. So if you haven't, please search that and just read it out, and really gives a little bit more information on what these players do outside of Valorant.
Yeah, I mean, getting to know these players, just really one of the, I'd say, building blocks of any community, because you definitely want to get in touch and you want to sort of know these players. I mean, I became a really big fan. I'll be honest here, okay? This is a little bit basic, but I became a big fan of Tens because of Tens and Kaide, because they're so cute together. And, it's just the personality that starts to shine when you get to know these players beyond them just being pro players. I think it develops a more robust community that you sort of get to know everybody. And even us casters, it's really cool when the community sort of like, hey, it's you, you're the casters from here, and we want to hang out with you. I'm like, really, you want to hang out with me? I kind of suck at this game.
Yeah, sometimes. Who was it that got recognized randomly in one of our pub games? I think. Uh,
I
I've
think that
seen I've seen Quack get recognized randomly in a random Singapore game.
that's pretty great. Yeah, I mean, I think I get it on a little bit of a. I don't want to sound like I'm humble bragging, but it happens sometimes, and it's very much cool that the community is like just so close knit, and then like, hey, you cast and you do this stuff, or you're a pro player, and then suddenly there's like fans coming to you, hey, you want to play in the next game, and it just feels like such a great community that Valorant is building in general. But let's delay no longer. We have been blabbering a little bit too much. We're about to get into the game itself. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2.
Yeah, game number 2, and we are seeing the agent selection. So, is there anything spicy coming in here? I don't see the Viper yet on the side of Magnifique. It looks like they are going for the Omen instead.
The Omen, a little bit of a comfort pick as well. I'm a little bit surprised that the Viper is not being selected here. As we know how good Viper and Icebox just work well together because of the lineups, because of just the amount of map control that you can get. You can hold down B entirely, but at the same time, you can never really discount the fragging potential of an Omen. I mean, a well-placed paranoia, a good teleport here and there, just is really able to get you into spots that, maybe the fragging power is what they need up against Galaxy Racer.
Maybe that's exactly what they need. There's going to be a bit of a shuffle on the side of Galaxy Racer, actually. I believe it was Yaya on the Viper on Breeze, and Ivory was on the Sage. And was it Aya on the Sova? So it's going to be a musical chairs for the roles for the three of them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's take a little bit of a look and see at what we've got. Just a single initiator on Galaxy Racer this time. Same thing with Magnifique. They do have the Sova lined up, and Only one duelist here for Magnifique. They're going with a single jet. They're going to put all those eggs in one basket and play the defensive game because they are starting on the defensive side. Going to be the other way for it's going to be the other way around for Galaxy Racer.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that we're actually seeing Raze on Icebox for tricks instead of maybe the Reyna. I think we've seen Reyna quite a bit here. The Lear really helping with the entries quite a bit. But Raze, I think Raze can really work here, especially if she can use her satchel to cross the gaps on either side actually.
Yeah, well, here we go, ladies and gents. Of course, if you guys are in the chat and Twitch, show us some love, whether you're on Facebook or not. Say hi, because we definitely have this thriving community. Come hang out and say hi and, participate in this wonderful community that we have, and we're so glad that you're all supporting us here. Very important what FSL is doing here in the VCT Game Changers, and making history is what I'd like to call it.
Yeah, definitely making history here, and let's see if Galaxy Racer can make a historic run for this Open 5.
A little bit of a love tap here coming there, but only getting Ayaton 93. Still, that's not a lot of damage, but there is a lot of information. It's pretty much a tight stack here. Galaxy Racer, they're going to be bullying their way, barreling their way into side. Magnifique looking to go for that retake as the double shock darts do come in. Not really going to be making the effect it needed, but they're going to be slowing down the pace for the meantime. Aluka getting a pick through the smoke right there, pushing out. Lovely stuff. Gets the dash as well. And Spike will finally go down. Looking like a little bit of an interesting play here. Alyssa holding still towards B. Don't know if she's been disconnected or not, but regardless, Aluka's actually going to be getting that kill onto Cannon Z. Now it is a 3v5. Looks like finally Alyssa's actually began to move, but it's a great swing. Aluka with a triple. Not gonna get the fourth here, and looks like Alyssa's going to be back into the action now.
Yeah, is that a knife out? Do they know that she disconnected? Oh no, they're hunting her down. Baby Aluka with a 4K. Great opener there with the frenzy. Really just amazing on that A side.
Aluka really is one of the best players around. I think definitely has the potential to be the best or one of the best. It's just that a lot of the time she is a little bit hit and miss. It's not like super consistent, Trix being one of the more consistent, I'd say, players in the region. Like, same thing I'd say for Alyssa, who's really usually at the top of the scoreboard right here. But it's good to see that when Aluka pops off, she really, really pops off.
Yeah, she's like those streaky players where their potential is way higher, but sometimes they just don't perform in the exact same highs every single time. Meanwhile, for Trix, you really know what to expect from her. Like, she's definitely going to be top 1, top 2 off the leaderboard at the least for Galaxy Racer. And really, like, for to have both Baby Aluka and Trix as your duelist, Galaxy Racer really have a good core in their team.
I'm gonna agree 100%, dude. It's just Trix lately, when she's in form, she goes on a tear and there's nothing she can't do. It seems like she can clutch, she can IGL, she can op, she can duelist. It's a little bit of like, that's not fair, isn't it? Like, I look at a player like that, it's just like, this can't be right. This can't be right.
Yeah, I mean, it really goes to show about the understanding, how deep her understanding of the game is, because if you're able to play all of these, it means that you just really have a good grasp of a tactical shooter.
And experience is truly what gives players that that advantage. And Trix is one of the sort of older players here. Still definitely topping the boards though, and showing that experience does go a long way here. Aluka looking to entry towards B. They're going to give it up completely here as the rush now beginning. They will be able to get that wall down, and the spike should go down without a hitch here.
Yeah, they don't have the guns to actually shoot through this wall really quickly, so that's going to be a free plant. Baby Aluka with aggressive positioning. Gets a bit of information, but drops down from the boxes.
Does get a tag onto Sherix though, but so it does bring her to 50. Regardless though, it is a Sage. But in the end, it's all going to be about economic damage. Can they do enough to make this buy rather expensive? Doesn't look like Otokibi. No, the worst time to pull out your darts. And that's, as a Sova, that's probably it happens way too often because I play
Yeah.
Sova sometimes. I avoid playing Sova because I don't like lineups, and at the same time I hate when I pull out my dart and I just get swung on. That's just one of those instances.
The wall just went down as she brought her dart out. It's not even after shooting the dart and there's the delay. It's when she brings out her bow, and that's probably the most delay that you could get. And she could have gotten a kill there. Could have gotten at least one freebie, but unfortunately for her, the timing was just not on her side.
A perfect anti-eco round is always a great sign, especially in Icebox when things can go so wrong so quick. Just allows you to sort of sneak up and get up close here, but Trix is already going to be on the Vandal. Will be walled out, will be spammed through. That's going to allow this some access into Kitchen here, but little do they know that they are actually going to be already flanked here. Alyssa getting that pick off onto Trix. Now they know they're vulnerable from both sides. Aluka, she's in a world of trouble here. She gets peeked from both angles, and that's going to force their hand to go towards A.
It's a 3v5. This is your bonus round though, but Trix did buy the rifle there because she was able to just go with a pistol for that second round.
Perfect round here. Magnifique, exactly what they needed too. Keeping their economy healthy as they'll have every single rifle they need and more. This will secure their buy for a couple more rounds at the very least here. Magnifique will definitely be happy with that clean victory.
Yeah, definitely. The rifle rounds, this really sets you up so that for this next round, you have 5 guns, you don't need to rebuy. And for the next, if you lose this round, the next round, they'll still have enough as well.
Exactly as you say. Aluka popping off 5 kills already after 4 rounds. After a very strong start here. And 2-1 is where we find ourselves. Looking like it's finally going to be the actual gun round. Finally going to see a real gun round here. Looking like Sherix is frozen in base. Might be a little bit of a technical issue.
Yeah, it seems like Magnifique side, they're having a little bit of maybe connection issues.
Couldn't exactly say, but definitely a little bit concerning. Maybe she's just spotting out mid. Okay, she's finally gonna move now. Not too late to the party. Just fashionably late.
In fact, the fact that she's close to A side is actually pretty okay.
A little bit of a dirty shot right there. Aluka getting up and above, looking for a tag, looking for more, but has to dash away in the meantime before she gets a little bit too cheeky with that angle. Now, in a 4v5 situation, retake now beginning. Galaxy Racer with an advantage. Aluka with another! And there we go, guys. They actually managed to find a 2-man advantage. Tokibi managing to bring it back. Still has a lot of work to do, but Alyssa's right there for 1. Aluka's goad for a 3rd, and Tokibi all alone is able to bring it to a 1v2. Can she clutch? Can she make this happen? This round not going to be possible for her as Tokibi goes down. Ivory with a good flank coming up from around her, and Galaxy Razor managed to shut down Magnifique.
That was a huge flank from Ivory, really securing it out because 1v2, and we've seen Tokibi. She has the hot hands today, but that flank really, she wasn't ready for that. And baby Aluka really popping off.
You know, to say that she's popping off would be, I think, a little bit of a gross understatement because she is just hitting the nuttiest of shots here and just shots she has no business hitting. Really, truly a Class A performance from this woman.
Yeah, we see Blade Storm buy for her this time around, so she's gonna pop those blades. Misses the jump though.
Well, it is what it is. Sometimes you miss those jumps, but regardless, she has the blades out, looking to get the first entry onto the site, or at least gain some position as entries do. Aluka does get spotted out from above, will get tagged down and healed up eventually. Alyssa going down low as well. But, you know, Aluka, she's looking for these, man, but she gets punished finally now. 4v5, yet again, it's another retake. Seems like we're on a retake server. Tokibi getting dropped down low, but getting the kill eventually. Still, 3 members that they have to contend with. Arez is available. Don't think they'll be able to get it, though, because now they're being pinched upon from every direction. Yaya, Ivory, they've got one apiece. Yaya's found another, and Yaya's just on a warpath at the moment here, but from the flank, can Alyssa make this play happen? Yaya's getting another, but now it's a 1v1. Quickly traded as Ivory seals the deal for Galaxy Racer, and this padding, this economic padding that Magnifique had with a perfect round just falls to the wayside. And just is absolutely in shambles right now.
Yeah, we talked about the double round buy because of that the flawless round 3. But after that, now it's the Galaxy Racer show. Now it's time for Galaxy Racer. They're the ones starting to build up the economy a little bit. It hurt a bit though. They lost 4 members just now, but 4-1, great start from Galaxy Racer.
Yeah. 4 members, but you have to realize at some point it's really the rounds that start to matter, and this should be a 5-1. Galaxy Racer have been showing us clean anti-eco rounds, and when you have clean anti-eco rounds like this, not only does it boost your economy and help you gain control over your opponent, it allows you to build momentum. Viper Spit now coming up here, and Aluka yet again trying to open up onto the site. Will be made difficult as well, as the Viper Spit is here to help them truly secure the round. Aluka's really going for these aggressive plays, knowing that her back is a little bit open and the flank's gonna get denied, swatted out of thin air here. Alyssa looking to get close. Alyssa gets a double right there. 2 quick kills, and that's another one to Kibi. As I said, clean anti-ecos, they're important, but look at this. Magnifique making it happen. Ivory looking to get through that smoke here, trying to dash through. Her position is giving. They're trying to stick this spike defuse, and they just might get it. They do. He spots ahead, but he doesn't get the defuse. He does, and that's a clutch round with 1 HP onto Cherix. Ivory's looking for her, and it doesn't get found. Galaxy Racer are left befuddled. The Viper Spit actually works against them, Key.
Yeah, Ivory, I think, saw Sherry trying to defuse the spike, but was distracted by Tokibi running around. I think she could have stopped the defuse there, but just chose the wrong target at that point in time.
I actually think that on an anti-eco round, you don't want to use the Viper Spit.
Exactly, because you lose the range advantage.
And
the
you
pistols are
kind
so
of let them
effective.
get close to you, just like the blades that just happened. You saw Key, Aluka's back was completely vulnerable, and that's why she get traded off so quickly.
Yeah, definitely didn't need to use that Viper's Pit there, and really cost him that round, but they can still go for a reset here.
Oh, thus far, Magnifique haven't really been able to string the rounds. It's like a touch here, a touch there. But it seems like A is really the target of choice here. Magnifique so happy to play for the retake because they do right now have the Hunter's Fury. But they managed to bring it to a 4v5. Spike will go down. Can they get the pick off? Yes, they will. Trix will be dropped here. No way to get out of this spot. Cannon Z is good for 1. Ayas looking for the close range kill. That's the res available. Now they're gonna get it, but Ivory from up close gets the flank, deals with it decisively as Tokibi's looking for 1. He finds it, and now 2v2 post-plant situation. Ayo gets the perfect timing as the wall drops. And he drops Daleen as well. Tokibi swinging wide, looking for 1. Has to isolate the 1v1s here, but the spike not planted for her. From up close, spots out Aya. And it's now 3 kills for her, going from up above. And Ivory with a cheeky zipline play, making like Lara Croft. And coming in from above and nailing down the opponent, resetting yet again Magnifique.
Maybe it was a big brain play. Let Magnifique win that round so they could go for the hard reset. I'm not. Galaxy Racer, they're still playing well though. Like, I think Magnifique have been giving up A side too freely.
I'm gonna pretend like you just didn't say that. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it actually does hurt them a lot that their economy was just reset, because now, look, again, if they kept losing, obviously they would have eventually been forced to buy, but now look, they're forced onto ecos, yet again, just pistols. But, having said that, Magnifique, they've been quite good on the pistols.
Yeah, the egos have worked out for them, but that might just have been because of the Viper's Pit, to be honest.
Yeah, I do think it was a misplay at the end of the day right here. And Daleen, these flank plays really have not been working out. I think every single flank from Magnifique has just been punished. And that's one reason that Galaxy Racer has just been so difficult to deal with. Because on these anti-eco rounds, you try to go for these flanks, they're always watching. They've always got someone to make sure that their back is covered. And that's why Galaxy Racer have been, for the most part, keeping it clean.
This is how that round was supposed to play out rather. Like, no Viper's Pit, they just get a clean 5 kills off of the anti-eco. The Viper's Pit really hurt them there, but they're recovering from it. They're 6-2 right now, and like you mentioned, the flank hasn't been working out, and the reason why is because they know that Daleen loves to flank. She does it almost every single time, and it's just too predictable right now.
Yeah, perfectly said, man. 6-2 right here, and now we're going into another rifle, but it's just not going Magnifique's way. They're struggling to deal with the fact that Galaxy Racer are reading them at every front. And Daleen, she's going for another, another flank play right here, but this has been caught off. time and time again.
Yeah, I haven't seen her pull this off successfully. Galaxy Racer really have done their homework. They're reading her like a book. There's always someone watching the flank.
Oh, Charik's getting caught off right there. And they're going to spot Aluka through that corner. We'll get tagged up, and she's got a little bit of backup to make sure she doesn't get shot down from the sides. Tokibi looking for the swing, but Aluka's so ready for it. Showstopper's good for the trade, and now they know where Cannon Z is. She gets spotted out, though, but it's a 2v2, and Yaya and Ivory are left standing here. They do have some information, but it's not enough because Ivory gets the flank onto both of these players. And just such an intelligent play. The Lurk could have went for the, a lot of the Viper mains would have just went for the straight lineup play, but not Ivory. She goes for the hard flank, she goes for the pick, and she gets the double kill in the end.
Ivory's post-plant lurks have worked out so well for Galaxy Racer. Like, Delene's lurks have not been working out, but Ivory seems to be the one that's really successful with the lurks. Ivory sometimes plays the Omen as well, and her lurks have always been absolutely fantastic.
Now Aluka is on the blades yet again. And I wouldn't be... That's the second time she's missed that jump. We're gonna let that slide because she's been making great entries.
Traded some mobility for more kills.
Yeah. I mean, I'd do the same. But going up from up above, yet again, they're going to A once more. It seems like it's a target of their choice. And Drakes get a nice double right there. Lands up 2 quick kills. And the site wide open. The flank finally working out. Alyssa gets a double. Has to adjust. But there's Daleen with the backup. And suddenly, Galaxy Racer are looking worse for wear. And Galaxy Racer finally lose around the flank play. All they needed is one more person to help Daleen on that flank.
Exactly. So having 2 people on the flank instead to punish the flank defender actually works out for them, and this is the adjustment that Magnifique needed to do since the previous map. They finally made this adjustment. Look at the double flank pushing through, just catching them off guard because there's actually 2 people pushing the flank. Even though Galaxy Racer sent 3 people to fight the flank, Daleen and Alyssa make quick work of it.
They do get 1, but like you said, the trades is coming in so quickly, and this is a good idea. This is a good start for Magnifique. It's not too little too late just yet. If they can bring it to 7-5, it's great. But I do like the fact that they have started making their flanks a little bit more interesting. They are going for the double. And what this does is that it forces Galaxy Racer to rethink their positions. How many players do we have to commit to watching the flank? How many players do we have guarding the back? And in essence, that might weaken their offensive entering power.
They have to shuffle things around now. Galaxy Racer, they've been getting away with the A take every single time, and now it seems like they have to think about things. But baby Aluka says, think about this headshot instead. Daleen gets taken down, gets punished by flanking alone yet again.
Yeah, not exactly a great fan of that push right there. It does get them off guard, and Alyssa is sort of just holding in a position. Such a great round from Magnifique last one, and suddenly it comes to this where it just goes a little bit haywire. They do have an ulti available, but Yaya winning that duel. Massive kill as Aya finds another. Now a 1v3 as Alyssa somehow finds Aya in this one, but she is definitely trapped. There is a player coming from behind her, and that's going to be Trix to secure the 8-4 at the very least for Galaxy Racer.
The post-plant lurks, really, you could see Galaxy Racer have polished their attacking side so much, because when we saw other teams actually play on this attacking side, after they get the B plant, they tend to stay towards yellow or towards B main and just stay there. But this flank really helps out a lot. And 8-3, this is really scary for Magnifique.
Yeah, you know what's also scary? I do have to point it out. Cherix is still at 0 kills after 12 rounds. She's 0-9. I do think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're not really... she's being forced to play this kitchen time and time again where she can't really get the entries. And at the same time, on the retake, she's the first one to die for her team. I'm not faulting her at all for this, but the fact that she is still sitting at 0-9, it's a big sign that a lot more has to be done as a team here for Magnifique.
Yeah, for sure. It just doesn't feel good. Plus, tactical shooters, there's a lot of confidence comes in. And there's Alyssa, confident first kill. There's the double flank again. And Galaxy Racer have to go back, but they might be able to catch this double flank.
Yeah, how many players are they going to commit to this chase? It looks like everybody's going to be looking for it. Will they expect Darlene in this corner right now? They will get the res, and Alyssa landing that nice shot up onto Trix here, but regardless, it's a trade that they have come in with. Will they expect Darlene on that re-aggression? Probably not here, but they do get advanced position towards A, and they look to secure this entry.
They're starting to funnel in, and there's the Viper's Pit. Will this work out for them this time? Baby Aluka gets the first kill. Tokibi does get one, but Baby Aluka quickly trades. Sherry really struggling this game. Cannon Z getting a headshot onto Baby Aluka. Afraid to go in the pit still. There's a paranoia coming out. Darlene is gonna try to get in, but Yaya takes her down. It's all down to Cannon Z, who is really eating that decay, and Yaya is gonna get a triple yet again.
This is one of those instances, Key, where the Viper's Pit just really works its magic. They were in a tough spot. They were pinched in from, from behind. They had very little information as to who was on site. But that Viper's Pit, used at the right time, leveled the playing field so much because it forced it made the arena, the site, so much smaller. Galaxy Racer, even though they got picked off, somehow managed to find the ins and outs of that Viper's Pit to find them an advantage in the round.
Yeah, it was just great for them and really securing this 9-3 for the first half. Galaxy Racer, defensive team is what we said, but on the attacking side, they just look so decisive today.
And the thing is with Galaxy Racer, they didn't even have to show their hand a lot. All they did was rush A for the most part and change up their formation. But look at this here. Aluka, so confident, brazen, bold. Can she get this kill right there? Looking for aggressive peaks right now. Trying to get up close with the frenzy, and does manage to get a pick off. Dashes out in the nick of time. Supported by her friend Trix here. And Aluka, they're just absolutely on a tear as the two of them, scratch that, the three of them, are able to get so many picks without any trades whatsoever.
They're all so healthy still. Like, Baby Aluka with 94 HP, topped up by the Sage there, I believe. It just looks so good for them right now. And pistol round, this is what you want to win if you're Magnifique. You're 6 rounds down. If you lose the pistol round, that's likely 2 rounds more that you're seeding.
Exactly as you said, but big whiffs coming up right here. Okay, finally, it's still a kill though, but in the end, the 4v1 just not happening. Galaxy Racer get this much closer to match point. It's looking like a scary storyline as Galaxy Racer, they're at double digits already.
10-3. You don't have economy in the side of Magnifique. If you save up for this, you're looking at 11-3, and there's really very, very little room for error here for them.
I think it's more like the first game when it basically has to be a perfect game from Magnifique.
Yeah, they're not gonna buy this round, so there's gonna be no force. They're just gonna give this round up. Maybe in the hopes of getting a few frags. Tricks on the Bucky. Aya with a stinger just takes the lean down really quickly.
And it's that 1-2 punch of, Tricks and Aya yet again. And, last game it was Ivory. It's always someone going for a pick off. Always someone to get a little bit cheeky. And they find the kills. Once Galaxy Racer smells blood, they're just gonna take it and run with it. And yet again, they find another clean round. Oh, they lose one, sure, but they'll be happy with it. The rounds... the money doesn't matter anymore. It's the rounds that count at this point.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. Baby Aluka finding another triple yet again. Galaxy Racer really with those triple kills. What is up with them and triple kills this game? This series, actually.
3's the magic number today, Key.
Yeah, it's definitely the magic number, but wow, Galaxy Racer already 11-3. This is going to be the bonus round for them, though, so Magnifique going to have to work something out with these rifles.
Well, more aggressive plays here coming up from Trix as they do look to secure control towards Heaven. Spots, she's really going for this long-range fight with the Spectre. That's how so confident she is at the moment.
Going for a little bit of that tickle.
Just a tickle onto Tokibi. It does remove her armor, so that is still something, especially when there's not a lot of money on the other side here. Aluka's got an inkling that there might be someone in tube.
It feels like the lean has just gotten too predictable. Oh, timing? No, Baby Aluka.
Almost got lucky with the timing right there. Darlene just thought she could get her looking away, but in the end, perfect swing out and bringing us yet again to a man advantage. This is, remind you, the bonus round for Galaxy Racer, so any kill is a big kill. Now Alyssa getting dropped to 63 already. My god, they won't get this wall down before the plant goes out, but it sure will do some damage. The paint, oh no, it won't. The satchel charge will not. As, oh, that's a great dink onto Sherix right there, but they're starting to mop things up right now as Galaxy Racer, they're falling down, but they're getting the kill. It's a ghost kill and Io with a double?
Yeah, that's Sherry's first kill on the board, by the way. Finally got one kill off of Trix. Alyssa gonna get taken down. Another triple yet again! Galaxy Racer in their bonus round secure match point.
This is... Wow, Galaxy Racer are looking on form here. Alka's playing her heart out. She's getting every single kill and then doing even, you know, going beyond the line of duty, the call of duty, and just entering for her team. Just a phenomenal play from the girls here from Galaxy Racer.
They're really, really showing up. Baby Alka, look at the heat check there. That's going to be a Blade Storm buy for her. Frenzy, Heavy Armor, and Blade Storm.
This early on, by the way. This early on.
This is round what? Round 4?
No way
The
she
Blade
gets
Storm?
that pick off right there. Yeah, this is very, very early on after that bonus round. Now, going to make a lot of presence shown here towards mid. There are 3 players committed from Galaxy Racer side, and they are feeling very confident in this. Heals will have to come out eventually, but for now, it seems as Yaya will have to sit on that 30 HP for the time being.
I have to wait for the heals. Oh,
Oh.
wow. That was a quick shot from Ivory. Alyssa just gets taken down here, and Magnifique really struggling to get anything done on Icebox. Daleen on the flank again on Kitchen. She might actually be able to complete this one. Gets Yaya. It's a 2-for-2 trade. Still 3 members alive for Galaxy Racer.
And
Right now
that's
it's down 2v2.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that was a crucial pick that they managed to find. They still have to figure out where Daleen is playing from. The spike will go down. Aluka has shown herself right now, and swinging out right there from the back of that contact. Trix is able to get one, but now in a 1v1, Aluka chases her down with a dash and finishes him off with a frenzy. Style points as the smoke goes into the air, the cloud burst. Galaxy Racer secured this 13-3 against Magnifique, ending their dream run.
That was just amazing play by Galaxy Racer. Such a dominant series from them against Magnifique. This looked like when Alter Ego Celeste played against Magnifique. It was a bit further than this, but Galaxy Racer really showing up today. And that cloudburst was just like
Yeah.
free
Oh,
win. Yeah, she just threw it up, and she really deserved that though. It's poetic. She got the last kill off that game, securing the series for them. She really showed up on Icebox, and it showed. Galaxy Racer are going to get a second chance at trying to take down Alter Ego Celeste.
Yeah, they will, and hopefully they've learned a couple of things from their last encounter, because the last encounter, you know, sort of left them wanting, because they did perform well, but it was a lot of what ifs and almosts at the end of it. Despite Galaxy Racer getting close, still not enough to take the win against Celeste here. But the gap is getting closer and closer, is getting smaller and smaller rather. Will today be the day that somebody takes them down in a best of 5? That is definitely going to be up for grabs.
It remains to be seen, but I'm excited to see that because Galaxy Racer look really strong. Plus, the fact that they made this best of 3 a really quick 2-0, I think that they're going to come in fresh and come in hot against Alter Ego Celeste.
Yeah, you know, Alter Ego Celeste, the thing is, I think Galaxy Racer, they played great standard games today. They had a lot of good ideas on the defensive side. They know how to change things up. But you need magic if you want to defeat Celeste. It has to be a stroke of brilliance. It has to be a eureka moment. Everybody has to be firing on all cylinders if you want to beat Celeste. Because, you know, it's the caliber of the team of Celeste. You can't just get off and, you know, you can't get a victory just by playing default.
I agree. They're definitely gonna have to pull something out of the bag, dig deep, and see if they can actually take this best of 5 against the reigning queens 4 times in a row for this year.
Yeah, well, it's all said and done. Right now, we're about ready to go into our break because when we return, it's going to be the grand finals rather here at the Valorant Game Changers, done none other than FSL. Again, my name is Illustrado and joined by Key here today. Unfortunately, I'm signing off. I'm going to leave you in the hands of the amazing Quack, and of course Key for the grand finals itself. So thank you guys so much for having me. But I'm gonna leave it all up to you guys, and thank you all for joining us. This has been the VCT Game Changers. When we get back, the grand finals will be beginning. Don't go anywhere.